Karl Rove with us right now. Karl, you are probably one of the most knowledgeable campaign experts I know. You've been involved in a couple of rough and tumble ones yourself. So guide me to how you go through the evening tonight and what you look for.
Well, I've got my little list of counties, target counties. Ironically enough, I'm going to start tonight by looking at Indiana. It's going to be in the red column, but I'm going to be looking at Hamilton County, which is northeast of Indianapolis, big, wealthy suburban county. And in May, a third of the Republican primary voters cast their ballots for Nikki Haley when she had no chance in heck of getting a single delegate out of the state or being the nominee of the Republican Party. So I'm going to be looking at how are Republican defections going in Hamilton County. Then I'm going to start looking at the two earliest states, battleground states to come in, Georgia and North Carolina. And each one of them has essentially three different kinds of counties I'm going to be looking at. Predominantly black counties, particularly small black counties that are going to come in quickly. What is the turnout like and what is the margin like? Then the big metropolitan counties, because if Harris is going to win either one of those states, she has to come rolling out of the 4 or 5 major Democratic-oriented counties in around Atlanta and come out of the Research Triangle, Raleigh, Durham, and Charlotte with a big number, and I'm going to be watching those. Second of all, I'm going to be looking at black counties, particularly rural black counties, to see what their turnout is. And finally, I'm going to be looking at the Republican counties, both the suburban counties to see if there are any defections, and then the rural Republican counties to see how strong they're coming out. Can they offset any increase in the black turnout that might happen in the major metropolitan regions or in the black belts of those two states?
You know, Karl, Donald Trump got some criticism for visiting Virginia in the waning day of the campaign days, I should say, and a lot of people said, all right, you lost that. Wasn't even close last go around. You're wasting your time, but maybe he sees something, maybe you see something that others don't. Now, that's one of those early states, I believe. Polls close there at 7 p.m. What would you look for there?
Yeah, well, I would look at Northern Virginia, which comes in pretty quickly, to see if the Republicans are doing any better there than they normally would do. I'd look at the suburbs around Richmond, Henrico, and Chesterfield counties. I'd look at the Tidewater, in which the Republicans are going to have to at least break even. But look, you put your finger on it. Each presidential campaign has their own polling. And they're looking at things that we in the general public or looking at the public polls may not see. Obviously, they saw something in 3 states that was not seen generally, because in the final days of the campaign, the former president, went to Salem, Virginia, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and his running mate went to New Hampshire. So clearly, I doubt it's a head fake. I doubt they said, well, let's just confuse Rove and Cavuto, and we'll go to Albuquerque, Salem, and New Hampshire. They must be looking at some data that suggests to them that they've got a chance to sneak these states and perhaps some others. So there's only one reason you go to a state in the final days of the campaign, and that is to reach voters who are going to make a difference in bringing the electoral votes of that state to your column.
You know, to echo something you had said earlier in the week, I don't want to misquote or misstate you, Karl, but it seemed like the Washington Post was kind of teeing up or copying you on that because so many of these battleground states are within the margin of error, it is just as possible that one person could win all of those 7, or at least 6 of the 7. Now, unlikely though that may be, it isn't totally out of the question. I guess what I'm asking you, is it possible someone gets a blowout tonight?
Well, they get a blowout in the Electoral College, but not a blowout in the popular vote.
Right,
and you're right. I have my little blue chart that I do every morning looking at Real Clear Politics, 538, and Silver Bulletin, and I keep track of the numbers of their averages in the states. You have 21 data points, for example, 7 battleground states times 3 averages. And if you take a look at it, as of this morning, our Real Clear Politics suggests that if he won the states that he's ahead in, he'd win 287 electoral votes to 251. And 538 says 271 for Trump, 257 for Harris. Silver Bulletin says 252 for Trump, 286 for Harris. So, wow. And remember, though, of those 21 data points, 3 of them are 2% or greater. 6 of them are between 1 and 1.9% dividing the 2 candidates, and 12 of them, the divide between the 2 candidates is less than a percentage point. And we also have movement. Not a lot of movement, but if you take, for example, today, Trump in 4 of the 21 numbers is up. 2 of the numbers are unchanged, and she is up in 15. Yesterday, he was up in 4, unchanged in 4, and she was up in 13. So there's a little bit of movement, albeit 1/10, 0.2%, in some instances here at the end. This has had remarkable stability for a long, long time, which is highly unusual in presidential politics.
All right. Thank you, my friend, very much. We'll see what pans out tonight. Karl Rove, the best of the best when it comes to analyzing this stuff. He must have got A+ all across the board in geography. He knows where all these little nooks and crannies are in the country.